Good evening. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Ishan Russell, and News at 6 is all about the day's biggest stories, and what a day for one big story that happened in the national capital today. The Aam Aadmi Party completely swept the elections in Delhi, 67 out of 70 seats. That is an unprecedented election victory that nobody really expected the Aam Aadmi Party to pull off, but it has happened. Congress and the BJP have been trounced. We'll be talking about what really happened in Delhi through the bulletins, through updates from our reporters, as well as a special guest, and also a lowdown of the day's top stories that have happened. So first, let's take you through the headlines. Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party sweeps Delhi, all set to win a staggering 67 seats in the 70-member assembly. Delhi gives another chance to Kejriwal. Swearing in to take place on the 14th of February. Rivals Kiran Bedi and Ajay Markan failed to win their seats. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulates Arvind Kejriwal. Anna Hazare advises him not to repeat past mistakes. And with a vote share of over 54%, Aam Aadmi Party gets praise from opposition parties as well. Many call its victory a turning point in Indian politics. Well, the big story of the day, Arvind Kejriwal is set to return as Chief Minister of Delhi, and this time with a resounding majority in the Assembly. The Aam Aadmi Party won a record 67 out of 70 Delhi Assembly seats, with the BJP reduced to the remaining 3. Congress will have no presence in the Delhi Assembly at all.
The party began early, with initial trends reflecting a big AAP victory. And as counting progressed, indications emerged of a win far more massive than expected. The common man, the youth who had participated in elections like never before, had reason to celebrate.
This is a victory for the common man, and this is a victory for the honesty. The corrupt people have to be given a very strong warning by the people of Delhi.
खर्च किए बिना क्राइम के बिना शराब बांटे भी चुनाव जीता जा सकता है.
And around noon, the man of the moment, Arvind Kejriwal, lifted the victory trophy at his party office, thronged by thousands of his party workers. He called it a victory of honesty, terming the polls a mandate against ignorant, offensive and negative politics. A super emphatic win it was in no uncertain terms. 67 seats won out of 70 in the Assembly, with the margin of victory in 21 of them between 10,000 and 20,000 votes. 14 other seats came with victory margins between 5,000 and 10,000 votes. The BJP, on the other hand, won 2 out of its 4 seats by margins less than 1,000. Prime Minister Modi and the BJP's chief ministerial candidate Kiran Bedi stepped in with congratulations, the PM tweeting and holding out assurances of complete support for the development of Delhi. Kejriwal's former mentor and founder of the Jan Lokpal movement, Anna Hazare, held out congratulations too, alongside a warning to stay clear of glaring mistakes of the past.
अरविंद केजरीवाल मुख्यमंत्री बनने जा रहे हैं, उनके लिए मैं शुभकामना व्यक्त करता हूं कि एक अच्छी जीत हासिल किया, इसलिए मैं शुभकामना व्यक्त करता हूं.
For the first time in Delhi's history, a non-BJP, non-Congress government readies to take oath. Needless to say, expectations are high. Chief Minister in waiting Arvind Kejriwal has high hopes to live up to in his second innings.
The road ahead is not as easy as it appears. You've got an MCD which is controlled by the BJP, and you've got a central government which is again dominated by the Bharatiya Janata Party. It will be a tight rope for the Arvind Kejriwal government. Amritanshu Rai, Rajya TV, Delhi.
And Aam Aadmi Party celebrations erupted outside the national capital as well. Hundreds of youth crowded the party headquarters in other states distributing sweets.
Hundreds of AAP supporters thronged the party's regional offices wearing the trademark white caps and party symbol brooms in Bhopal.
सत्य की जीत हुई है, इस देश में आम आदमी पार्टी की जीत हुई है और विकल्प की नहीं संकल्प की जीत हुई है। अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी ने जो संकल्प आज व्यक्त किया था कि इस देश की राजनीति को बदलना है, व्यवस्था परिवर्तन को बदलना है, और उस संकल्प की जीत हुई है।
In Uttar Pradesh, excited youngsters said the victory had sent a message to the youth of the country to build a corruption-free nation.
इतनी खुशी है आजादी के बाद भारतीय जनता के पास, इतनी खुशी शायद कभी नहीं हो रही। इतनी बड़ी खुशी है, ये नवयुवाओं के लिए एक संदेश है। आइए इस व्यवस्था परिवर्तन की लड़ाई में अरविंद जी का साथ दीजिए और पूरे देश में भ्रष्टाचार को जड़ से खत्म कीजिए।
Elated party workers in Nagpur were seen distributing sweets to each other. Winning power in the states is critical for the BJP to get numbers in the Rajya Sabha. Many said the Delhi verdict would now have implications for the BJP's campaign in poll-bound Bihar later this year.
This is really a landslide victory which we expected to, but we did not want to preempt it. Now we are very happy that we have won this.
The BSE Sensex also shrugged off the BJP's defeat to rise over 1% on Tuesday. Traders are expecting a reform-friendly budget that the Modi government is expected to unveil later this month. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And hours after the victory speech, Kejriwal got to work. The Chief Minister in waiting, Arvind Kejriwal, will soon be meeting the newly elected MLAs of his party at the Constitutional Club in central Delhi. There will be 67 AAP MLAs in the New Delhi Assembly. The Manish Sisodia, Kumar Vishwas, Sanjay Singh and Yogendra Yadav are some of the prominent names of the party who would be present at the meeting. Other senior AAP leaders would also be present.
Our priorities is to create a corruption-free society. That's our priority. Arvind ji has not said anything new. Last time, when he was sworn in as the Chief Minister, even then he has said the same thing. He has just repeated. So what we are trying to say that if we are creating a new political atmosphere, then we have to look different from the rest.
And our reporters have been fanned out across the city to get you the latest happenings as far as what's been happening on the streets of Delhi. Raj Kamal is at the BJP headquarters and Kriti Mishra is at the Constitution Club where that important meeting of the Aam Aadmi Party is supposed to take place. Kriti, what's the status of that meeting and what's on the agenda? What's on the agenda for the Chief Minister in waiting now?
Right, Ishan. Delhi has today delivered an edge of the seat thriller results. So Arvind Kejriwal has scripted a new political narrative and leading Aam Aadmi Party to a spectacular victory. Right now we are at the Constitution Club, and if I can request my camera person to pan the camera a bit, you can see scores of people have collected here. Now dozens of the legislators have already arrived, including Rakhi Birla, Somdat, Imran Hussain, Asim Ahmed Khan. Now Arvind Kejriwal is awaited. The moment he is here, the meeting would kickstart. Now, agenda is not very clear right now, Ishan, but it is expected that the party would talk about the developments of the day and the victory that they have scripted today, and also set the agenda for the future. Tomorrow, Arvind Kejriwal is expected to meet the Home Minister, so they might discuss about that also. They will also discuss on the nitty-gritties for the oath ceremony, which is scheduled to take place on February 14th. Back to you, Ishan.
Yes, and that oath-taking ceremony will be taking place at the famous Ram Leela ground. Remember, the Jantar Mantar and Ram Leela ground were the basis of all this. In fact, this is where the first two big protests that had happened did, in fact, propel Arvind Kejriwal and then created the Aam Aadmi Party. Do stay on with us, Kriti and Raj, because let's also talk about the BJP and really spare a thought for the BJP camp. The fifth consecutive loss for the party in the state assembly elections in Delhi. This is also the BJP's first big turnaround after a spate of state election victories over the past 9 months since it came to power at the centre.
Just next to a complete rout for the BJP in Delhi at the Aam Aadmi Party's hands. Even the 31 MLAs they put together in 2013 reduced to single digits, with big names falling by the wayside. Kiran Bedi, taken on as the BJP's chief ministerial face, lost too.
The point is, I haven't lost. I gave it all my best. I would lose if I wouldn't give anything my best. too. If BJP is a party's lost, BJP will do its reflection, and I'm sure at some stage you will understand and get to know why the BJP lost. And I'm an integral part of the BJP. You'll get to know.
The focus in the party now shifts to massive introspection. Already party leaders have said these polls were not a referendum on the centre. Taking stock of the spate of mistakes to ensure against a further slide will be critical.
I'm currently at the BJP's National Party headquarters. The situation from the morning has completely changed. I'll ask my camera person to show you the visuals of this particular office, where in the morning every party official and the spokespersons and several party leaders were here to watch out the results and the trends. Once the results and the trends started setting in, the situation in the party office has completely changed. As you can see, very few leaders are left to interact with media, and the situation has completely changed. Senior party officials are not even present in the BJP office. They must be analyzing with their party cadres in their local constituencies and deciding or coming to some kind of conclusions on what went wrong with the party.
Since 1998, when Sheila Dikshit and the Congress ousted the BJP, the party has been out of power in the Delhi Assembly. And here's another chance well and truly lost. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And we have our correspondents Kriti Mishra and Raj Kamal Rao standing by. Raj is at the BJP headquarters and Kriti at the Constitution Club, where that important meeting of the Aam Aadmi Party is supposed to take place. But Raj, coming to you, we just heard what you experienced at the BJP headquarters today, a desolate BJP headquarters. What's their strategy now? I mean, we heard their chief ministerial candidate Kiran Bedi blaming the party a little more than herself for this defeat.
Ishan, few minutes back, the party's national senior leader Ravi Shankar Prasad addressed the press conference, and it was the first official statement from the party's national unit. So he said that they'll accept the defeat as it has been given by the people of Delhi, and they will play a crucial role in the Delhi Assembly as an opposition, even though they have only 3 MLAs to play that role. Ravi Shankar Prasad was very clear that this was a defeat which was not against the Modi wave, but the people of Delhi favored Arvind Kejriwal considering the local issues. So this, we can call it as an official party stand from the central leadership of the party is concerned. But throughout the day, as we have been reporting, no party spokesperson and no party senior leader were able to convince the journalists who were present that what went wrong for the BJP. I am sure the senior party leaders who are meeting in various places in Delhi and outside Delhi today will be analyzing these issues and will be coming out in a day or two on what went wrong for the BJP. Even the party high command and the party cadre are not aware of those crucial issues.
All right, Raj and Kriti, we'll leave it over there. You, of course, will be tracking those developments as they happen. Thanks very much for that update. In fact, we'll also talk about the opposition parties a little later, but we're also joined by a special guest right now. Coming in is Rajesh Mahapatra. He's the executive editor of Hindustan Times. And Rajesh, thanks very much for coming in. I mean, I have with me a Hindustan Times early edition that you all have come out with. I mean, it's a really special election that newspapers come out with an early edition talking about this massive victory. So in terms of just political history, put this in context for us, the importance of this election and this verdict.
I don't think ever in its history city-states election has had such a critical national bearing, and this has, at the end of the day, has turned out to be not an election for Delhi, but it has turned out to be an election, whatever BJP says. In many ways it is a referendum on Kejriwal. In many ways it is also a referendum on the government of Narendra Modi.
All right, so
it hasn't happened ever in history. There have been no instances where you have seen reversal of electoral outcomes in such a dramatic fashion and such a definitive dramatic mandate.
All right, certainly a definitive dramatic mandate that has been delivered by Delhi. But Rajesh, if we take it forward from here, I mean, there are certainly a lot of challenges before Arvind Kejriwal. The 49-day experience, Delhi was a little circumspect about it, but they've still given him another chance and a resounding chance at that. And for also the central government to relook at perhaps strategy, electoral strategy and other things.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, look, I think nobody understands it better than Arvind Kejriwal himself when his first response to the results were two things. He said he's scared, and he clearly referred to the burden of expectations, which is huge, and AAP is not going to find it easy to live up to those expectations. You don't get a mandate like this, where there is hardly any opposition. It's a complete sweep. Secondly, he pointed to the lessons he has learned. The same reasons that worked for the BJP and Modi have worked for AAP, and he spoke about how not to get arrogant, how to remain nimble-footed, how to keep your humility intact, and I think in all of those words, it's very evident that Arvind Kejriwal understands the task ahead of him. It is an uphill one, and more than Delhi government, what has happened today is not that Delhi has got a new government. What has happened that Indian politics has acquired a new language. That is what has happened with today's mandate, and we need to see how that language starts impacting the political landscape in the months and days to come, because that's going to be the biggest takeaway from today's mandate. It is not how Arvind Kejriwal and his party keep up to the promises they have made, how they will impact Delhi alone, but there is going to be, the AAP brand of politics, and there is a new language that is there now to it. And that's going to find replication and resonance in other parts of the country, and the credibility of any group, any party which is trying to imitate that or replicate that would in many ways be impacted, be influenced by how AAP goes from here.
Absolutely. In fact, Rajesh, I'll just ask you to stay on, because what you were alluding to about the opposition parties, now many opposition parties have also expressed joy over the Aam Aadmi Party's victory. Many leaders call the victory a turning point in Indian politics. Now that stopped the BJP's streak of non-stop wins in the assembly elections.
The landslide win of the Aam Aadmi Party became a cause for jubilation in the opposition ranks as well. Calling it a definite anti-BJP vote, former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah said there was a lesson for the Congress that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP were not unbeatable. The Samajwadi Party was equally jubilant. The party said the results indicated ominous portents for the BJP in UP also.
बीजेपी के नेता जो घमंड में चूर हो गए थे और जिस भाषा का प्रयोग कर रहे थे, कोई सभ्य समाज इस तरह की भाषा को बर्दाश्त नहीं करता और पसंद नहीं करता है। और दूसरे एक 9 महीने में मोदी जी ने जो सपने दिखाए थे उनमें एक को भी पूरा नहीं किया। बीजेपी की हार सुनिश्चित होगी हर जगह।
In Patna, the JDU said people of Delhi had rejected Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP. Party leaders said the results will have far-reaching effects on the entire country, including Bihar. The statements came on a day when senior JDU leader Nitish Kumar is awaiting the response of Governor K.N. Tripathi to his claim to form the government in the state.
ये होना था, जिस तरह भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने लोकसभा में जो वादे किए थे, पहले की बात अलग है। आज के दौर में जो वादे किए थे उनमें से कुछ तो नहीं हुआ ना, इसलिए यहाँ पूरी तरह से जनता ने बगावत की है और उस बगावत को मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूँ।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सांप्रदायिकता मोदी जी का अहंकार और झूठ को ठुकराने का काम किया है। हमें लगता है कि देश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी मुक्त देश की शुरुआत हो गई है।
In West Bengal, the AAP's performance came as a shot in the arm for the Trinamool Congress as well. Party chief Mamata Banerjee termed it as a turning point. Mamata said it was a defeat for those who were doing political vendetta. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Alright, so the opposition was along expected lines with their comments, but it also saw an unexpected endorsement, this AAP victory. Uddhav Thackeray, the president of the Shiv Sena that shares an alliance with the BJP, not only congratulated Kejriwal on his victory, but also took a swipe at Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Uddhav said the Delhi debacle was a defeat of Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. He also dismissed the Modi wave, claiming that the results had shown that a tsunami is bigger than any wave. Uddhav even claimed that people had become tired of the present political scenario and could not be taken for granted.
दिल्लीतल्या जनतेचं कौतुक करावं तेवढं थोडं आहे. याचं कारण किती दबाव आला असेल, किती प्रचाराची रणधुमाळी उडाली असेल, हे सगळं वातावरण तिकडे निर्माण झाल्यानंतर सुद्धा त्यांना जे करायचं होतं तेच त्यांनी केलं आणि लाटेपेक्षा सुनामी मोठी असते हे त्यांनी दाखवून दिलं.
And Rajesh Mahapatra, executive editor of Hindustan Times, is live with us. So Rajesh, we just heard the opposition parties, you spoke about them, but what about the BJP's own allies, Uddhav Thackeray coming out and saying that there is no Narendra Modi wave anymore, a wave has been defeated by a tsunami. So as far as, and even within the BJP, I mean, it was Modi and Amit Shah really calling the shots. Do we see that kind of a change in the, as far as the dynamics within the BJP go? Mr. Mahapatra, can you hear me?
Well, what we hear, definitely there is going to be a rethink on the way BJP works at the current moment. But coming back to what you hear from BJP's allies, and yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes,
can
go
you
ahead,
hear
sir.
Me?
They suddenly have found an answer, and let's not forget that these parties are the ones who have stopped at the AAP experiment a year ago. But today, when they were in a desperate situation, when Modi and his party think invincible, they suddenly find the AAP mandate as an anchor. They were desperately looking for. Now, I'm really not, I don't think. Many of these parties would have it in vain to replicate what AAP has done. Nor would I say that today...
Rajesh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop you over there. We seem to be having a little bit of an audio problem. We can't hear you very well. We'll try to re-establish that connect with you a little later in the day. But thanks very much for that analysis for now. And we'll, of course, come back to Rajesh Mahapatra for more understanding of the Delhi elections. But amid the celebrations for the Aam Aadmi Party voters, a time for utter desolation for Congress workers. Completely blanked out in the national capital, they called for Priyanka Gandhi to take over the reins of the party. Ajay Markan resigned as Congress General Secretary, owning moral responsibility.
After a non-stop 15-year rule and a brief time in a ruling coalition, the Congress vanishing without trace as the counting progressed on D-Day. Ajay Markan resigned as Party General Secretary, taking moral responsibility for the debacle.
खास तौर के ऊपर जब मैं खुद अपनी खुद की सदर विधानसभा क्षेत्र से मैं चुनाव नहीं जीत पा रहा हूं, तो मुझे लगता है कि मुझे नैतिक जिम्मेवारी लेते हुए मुझे कांग्रेस के महासचिव पद से इस्तीफा देना चाहिए और मैं कांग्रेस अध्यक्षा से मिलकर के अपना त्यागपत्र उनको मैं सौंपूंगा. और
Another casualty was the Delhi Pradesh Congress President Arvinder Singh Lovely, who also sent his resignation to the Congress President. The abysmal results set off a chain of protests from party workers. Congress leader PC Chako said his party will respect the verdict of the people.
Delhi, we more or less expected this. I must be frankly tell you that we more or less expected this. So if we fail, we cannot escape, or we cannot absolve myself and say that somebody else is responsible.
While it's debatable that the landslide victory of the AAP is really a definitive verdict against the Congress alone, the fact remains that Delhi seems to have become Congress-free in these elections. With Vishal Daya, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
That's all from us. Goodbye.